Brian Herzlinger, and I'm a film director. I've worked on a number of different sets with a number of different crew members and cast members, and never, in my experience, as far as I know, has there ever been a child in danger. That's my truth. Now, I have a good friend, Corey Feldman, who has quite a different truth, as do a lot of the voices in this documentary that you will hear for the first time. When Corey came to me and said he wanted to make a documentary about sexual abuse in the entertainment industry, I wished him well. I thought, if there's anybody better than Corey to do it, I don't know who that is. And it was when he mentioned our mutual friend, Corey Haim, that I felt a connection to what he was doing. So much has happened during the course of the months that we've been shooting, the years we've been shooting, where we felt a shift happen in our business, where stories of sexual abuse have been they've reached the masses. The Me Too movement happened while we were making this movie. People are finding their voices. They're overcoming the fear of coming forward. And that is exactly what has to happen for kids. There's Me Too, and now it's time for kids too. And that is something that we are passionate about, and that is something that you will see in this film. Every person who tells a story, tells their truth, strengthens that movement. And that is key for what we're doing here. So please just listen and watch with an open mind, an open heart, and make your own decision. But at very least, just know that for them, this is their truth.
Hello, fire department. My son had... I think my son is dead. What's going on?
Ma'am. Ma'am.
Oh my God, yes.
Ma'am, listen, help is on the way. Stay calm. I'm going to ask you some questions, okay?
I can't stay calm. I don't know what's going on.
That's what. Stay calm to me. We try to help you, okay?
What?
Are you with him right now?
Hey, listen. He's not breathing.
Ma'am, are you with him right now?
Yes.
How old is he?
He's 38 years old. I don't know what's going on. He had a fever this morning and cold.
Okay, ma'am, listen, is he awake right now?
No. What? Get up. Forrest.
Okay, ma'am, is he breathing right now?
No, he's not. He all of a sudden got out of bed. He wanted to go to the bathroom and he fell on the floor and I put him on the bed and then that was it. His eyes went backwards. Cor, come on, honey. Cor, please, honey.
He was a teen heartthrob in the 1980s. LA officials say Corey Haim died Wednesday at this hospital at age 38.
I wake up to my brother pounding on the door. It's pounding. It's like, yo, it's your brother. Wake up, man, wake up. And I'm like, what's up, man? And he's like, Corey's dead, man.
Actor Corey Haim was found dead this morning. Los Angeles police say the 38-year-old Canadian's death was accidental, an apparent drug overdose.
And I said, what? So I look at my phone, and there's like 50 text messages.
1980s child star Corey Haim dead at a hospital in California from what police quickly called a possible drug overdose.
So I just collapsed. I mean, I just numb. And I go downstairs, and there's a meeting waiting for me. Scott, my security, my publicist, my brother, my sister, they've all got this kind of intervention ready for me to prepare me for what, I'm about to hear. And I turn on the news, and there it is all over CNN. And so the first thing that matters to me is I got to get to Judy. That's the only thing I can think of is poor Judy, poor Judy, poor Judy. I got to get to Judy.
We didn't have much information at that time as to what had really happened. Of course, everyone assumed it was an overdose. Just that alone. I mean, if everyone is saying, oh, he must have died of an overdose, there's probably a problem somewhere.
He had an opiate issue, and definitely pills were a large part of his pain management, whether it's physical pain or it's emotional pain. And somehow he convinced me to take him to CVS after CVS along Ventura Boulevard, and I just didn't understand. I didn't understand what doctor shopping was or what, taking a script and going. I didn't really know. And
and I had to think that I might have been conned into being enabled to somebody. You know, that really kind of killed it. And even if you know it, that's the thing about Haim, is he could still convince you to do this.
I would oftentimes come in and find him just like knocked out, drooling on himself, you know, while he's sitting up, after taking a day's worth of Valium or Xanax or whatever he can get his hands on, truthfully. A lot of it was, I think, him just trying to get off his chest things that, you know, were going on in his mind and things that were torturing him, and they weren't necessarily coherent.
You know, I'm sure he was going through deep depression and guilt and shame and a number of things. Again, casting blame on the Hollywood machine with drugs and alcohol, the party style, the party life, the life of the party. I would imagine it took a left turn at Albuquerque for him, knowing what he knew, what he had been through, and how he had to deal with the pain.
The police have raised the possibility, Corey, that given his history, drugs could have been involved in the death. What do you think? You can't know, but what do you think?
Well, first of all, let me say this, Larry. In watching everything that's happened today and the reports that have come out, the first thing I need to say is people need to stop. They need to stop jumping the gun. They need to stop saying it's a drug overdose. They need to stop saying, you know, their theories of what they think it is or isn't. Because at the end of the day, until the coroner's report comes out, until we have specific evidence, until we know exactly what the toxicology reports say, nobody knows.
I think his body was tired. I mean, you can only abuse yourself for so long. And then I think he got sick. I think he got the flu or something. I think his body went, whoa, guys, we're done. We're done. And he died.
It sucks that what Feldman wants to do with this documentary is something he just wanted to do with Corey Haim, which was tell him it's not his fault. And I really believe that one of the major goals of this is for the world to understand that.
Child sex abuse produces trauma. And that trauma in every child then can blossom into a wide variety of problems, from PTSD to depression, very much higher incidence of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and a much higher incidence of suicide.
I just need you to take care of you. I'm fine. Is that a f***ing intervention? Why?
You've got serious issues.
It wasn't a f***ing intervention. I'm done. Done. I've done everything I can to help the guy. He's pathetic.
He is pathetic.
It's over. I have to go back to our life.
Right.
And I have to worry about us.
That episode, the anger and the screaming was real. The things said back and forth, it wasn't scripted and it wasn't produced. It was a very real moment, and you saw this clash of people where just the frustration was so high, and it was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I can't do this anymore.
After the shooting of the second season of The Two Coreys, we're in the back of the car doing our promo shots, where we had this promo with a car, and we're both sticking our heads out looking different directions, and that was their idea, to show that there's this kind of new distance between us. And while we're in the car, of course, leave it to Corey to give me that super uncomfortable moment. We're already uncomfortable, and you could break the tension with, you know, an ice pick. And he goes, can me and my mom stop by can we all have dinner tonight? Let's just have one nice dinner together.
It was very amicable. It was a friendly get-together. Later that evening, when they were gone, you know, my husband at the time came and told me that the two of them, him and Corey Haim, had this conversation, and they had, you know, discussed filming a third season.
I said, I don't want a third. I want this to be over. I want you to get the help you need.
And I guess Haim said to him, you know, if something happens to me, I want you to tell my story.
I said, Corey, I'm not going to tell your story. You're here. You tell your story. Write a book. Start writing. Now's the time. Can't do it. Why not? So I just can't do it, man. All right? Maybe I don't have the balls you do. I don't know. I just can't do it. I said, I'll tell you what I'll tell you. You've got a year right now to get your life together. And if during that year you can mature enough to get yourself healthy, then you're going to have the strength to tell the story yourself, and you'll still be here in a year. So he goes, okay, and if I'm not? I said, fine. If you're not, and you really die for some reason, then I will tell your story.